Ralph Patterson here from Eye Catchers Optometrist. Today I'm here at work with my daughter Natalie to talk to you about glaucoma, this devastating eye disease which is robbing people of their sight. July is Glaucoma New Zealand's annual awareness appeal month, and at Eye Catchers Optometrist we have decided to present some informative data to you on glaucoma in a novel way via Facebook. So watch this video, and when you're finished, click the like button above. It entitles you to a free scanning laser glaucoma scan with us at Eye Catchers Optometrist in Invercargill for the month of July. Now finally, click the share button and share this page with your friends and family. You never know, you may help save a friend's sight.
Okay, so I guess like a lot of people, I really don't know much about glaucoma. Can you tell me, what is it?
Well, glaucoma is a group of eye diseases in which the pressure inside your eye causes progressive damage to the nerve fibres in the retina and the optic nerve. The retina is the tissue in your eye which receives the visual light signals from what you are looking at. The optic nerve is made up of over 1 million nerves and is responsible for sending those signals to your brain. It's a bit like taking a photo with a digital camera and then connecting your camera to your computer via a USB cable. Now if your USB cable gets damaged, then your computer is not going to get the signals. Likewise with glaucoma, that part of your brain responsible for receiving those messages, the visual cortex, doesn't get all the data. If this situation is allowed to continue unrecognised, then you lose progressively more and more data over time until eventually your visual cortex is receiving so little data that you're effectively blind.
That's really scary. How serious is this problem in New Zealand?
Well, now it's very serious. Glaucoma is the #1 cause of preventable blindness in New Zealand and in other developed countries such as the US and Australia. Now, currently there are approximately 68,000 New Zealanders over the age of 40 who have glaucoma, and as many as half of those people don't actually know they have it. That's because there are no recognisable symptoms until you have lost a significant amount of vision. So this is why we are making a concerted effort to inform people and make them aware of the sight-threatening dangers of glaucoma. It's estimated that by 2031, about 76,000 New Zealanders will have glaucoma. So it's becoming an increasing problem as we all live longer.
So glaucoma can't be cured, is that right?
That's exactly right, Nat. If you have glaucoma, you can only be treated to lower the pressure, to halt the progression and try and preserve the remaining sight that is left. You will then need to be monitored for the rest of your life to make sure that the medication that you're on is controlling the pressure. Because once the damage is done and the nerve fibres are dead, that's it. The damage done is irreversible. This is why early diagnosis, the earlier the better, is so important, and that you get treatment early because before too much damage is done.
So everyone over the age of say 40 would be advised to go get their eyes checked by an optometrist like you?
Absolutely. It's a great time actually, because it's about that age, around about 42, 43, when most people start having trouble refocusing their eyes for reading, and we need a pair of reading glasses. So when that time comes, instead of just getting ready-mades from the chemist or the supermarket, get your eyes checked thoroughly by an optometrist.
How can anyone tell if they've got glaucoma?
Well, the short answer to that question is you can't yourself. Glaucoma is a very insidious disease. It creeps up on you. It is often been labelled the silent thief of sight. So you need to have a comprehensive eye examination by an optometrist or an ophthalmologist. Fortunately, eye care practitioners have been getting progressively better at detecting glaucoma early. Now, early being the operative word, as obviously the earlier detection is made, the sooner treatment can be started and the less damage that occurs to the nerves.
So if you can't tell if you've got glaucoma yourself, are there any risk factors that may increase the likelihood of glaucoma?
Yep, risk factors, yep, absolutely. I should emphasise that we are all at risk potentially of developing glaucoma to a greater or lesser degree. It's just that there's a greater likelihood that a person with glaucoma, a person getting glaucoma, if they have one or more of these risk factors. I would have to put a family history of glaucoma at the top of my list of risk factors. Not everyone with a family history of glaucoma will get it. However, the risk is increased 8 to 10-fold if you have a mother, father, brother or sister with glaucoma. This is why it is so important for anyone in these groups to have their eyes checked routinely, and also for them to inform their optometrist of a family history of glaucoma so that it is never overlooked.
Mm-hmm. Is there anyone else at the risk of developing glaucoma?
Yes, absolutely, definitely. There are a number of other risk factors, but the main ones are age, particularly patients who are over the age of 60, people who are short-sighted, diabetic patients, and patients suffering from high blood pressure.
What about the pressure inside your eye? You mentioned that it's the pressure that is causing the problem?
Yeah, well, you're right, and I'm glad you mentioned pressure again. It is most important. This pressure inside, the pressure inside your eyes of an average human eye can fluctuate during the day. However, we have a good idea now what the average normal pressure should be. Some patients have lower pressures readings than normal, and some patients have significantly higher readings than normal. Patients with pressures we know to be significantly higher than normal may not necessarily have glaucoma, but we consider them to be at a higher risk of developing glaucoma. Conversely, patients who have low or normal pressures can actually be suffering glaucomatous damage. So it gets a little bit complex at times.
Mm. What is this pressure, and can you explain how it develops and how it sometimes gets too high? Mm-hmm.
Well, there's a little organ in your eye called the ciliary body, which sits just behind the iris. This organ is responsible for the continuous production of a watery type fluid called the aqueous. It's this fluid production that provides the fluid pressure in your eye and keeps your eye kind of blown up like a balloon, so to speak. Now, the aqueous flows through the pupil of your eye into the front of your eye, into the anterior chamber, and then it drains out of your eye into your bloodstream through little drainage canals. Now, those drainage canals if they get blocked somehow, then the aqueous cannot get out of your eye as easily, and the pressure starts to build up. It's this build-up of pressure which is going to damage the optic nerve.
Mm-hmm. What is the treatment for glaucoma?
Well, remember, glaucoma can't be cured. It can only be treated. And the earlier diagnosis is established and confirmed and treatment commenced, the better. It's also important to remember that 98% of patients treated and who comply with their prescribed treatment will not go blind. So eye drops to lower the pressure inside your eyes is the most common form of treatment, and putting eye drops in your eye every day for the rest of your life, it's a pretty small price to pay for saving your precious sight.
Mm. So who is Glaucoma New Zealand?
Well, Glaucoma New Zealand was established in 2002 by a wonderfully dedicated young ophthalmologist, Professor Helen Danish-Mayer, together with other concerned ophthalmologists and specialists with a special interest in glaucoma and advancing public awareness of this sight-threatening disease. Now, Glaucoma New Zealand is a registered charitable trust charged with the mission of eliminating blindness from glaucoma. Glaucoma New Zealand receives no government funding, relies solely on donations, sponsorships and grants and fundraising. So if you'd like to make a donation to Glaucoma New Zealand during Glaucoma New Zealand's Awareness Appeal Month of July, then please call in Eyecatcher's optometrist in Invercargill or Gore, or phone us on 2188 in Invercargill or 2089 in Gore, and make an appointment for a free glaucoma scanning laser screen during the month of July. Now remember, you must like us on Facebook to qualify for your free scan. We also have plenty of our popular microfiber lens cleaning cloths that you can use to clean your spectacle lenses, your computer screen, and even your TV screen. And all sales of Eyecatcher's cleaning cloths at $5 each are being donated by us to Glaucoma New Zealand. Glaucoma New Zealand can be contacted via their free phone on 0800 45 22826, or you can visit Glaucoma New Zealand's website on www.glaucoma.org.nz.
Thanks, Dave. So if you've enjoyed this video and found it informative, then please like us on Facebook and share this information with your friends. You never know, they might thank you one day for saving their sight.
And if you have any questions or concerns, please comment in the comments box below and I will endeavour to answer them promptly. So thank you.
Thanks.